In my last video, I showed you how to pay client expenses directly from your trust account. That works. Some firms do it that way. But let's be honest, most law firms pay client expenses from their operating account or credit card, like court filing fees, process servers, expert witness, courier services, document retrieval, online filing portals, and many more. You pay this from your firm's checking account or credit card through online transfer, check payment, or card swipe. Then you bill the client and reimburse yourself from their trust balance. This is the everyday workflow for most law firms, regardless of size and volume of the transactions. But here is where it goes wrong. Most attorneys just transfer the money from trust to operating and match it in QuickBooks Online. And that breaks everything. Your client's trust ledger doesn't decrease. There is no record of what expense was for. The three-way reconciliation fails. Today, I am showing you the correct workflow in QuickBooks Online using the Billable Expense feature. This is how QuickBooks Online is designed to handle this. It tracks which clients owe you money, which expenses are pending reimbursement, and it even reminds you to add them when you create an invoice. So let's get into this. Here is the scenario. You paid 250 to a process server, pay JFLX for serving documents in Sarah Martinez's case. You paid from your firm's checking account. Maybe it was an online transfer, maybe a check, maybe a card payment. Let's see. Here we can see this 250 payment was made by a check. This is a normal business expense on your end, but it is not your expense. It is Sarah's expense. You just paid it on her behalf. Now, let's record this correctly. From the bank feed, click on the transaction, pay name, professional service, customer name Sarah Martinez. In the memo field, we can write a little more detail for feature track like process server, case number. Now, the most important part here is see this billable part. We have already selected the customer. That means the expense has been paid. For Sarah Martinez, she owes you this money back. And we have written the detail in the memo field. Now we need to check this point, make this billable, so that next time you reimburse this expense from your client, you can either reimburse it separately only for the expenses you made for the client, or you can add this expense or disbursement with your legal fee. Now click on add. Now let's create an invoice. Let's say there is a bill for Sarah for your legal fees and get reimbursed for that expense. Now select Sarah Martinez as customer. Now watch what happens. Look at the right side of the screen. A panel appears, add to invoice. And there it is, billable expense. August 16, 2025, 250, check number 1213. QuickBooks Online remembered. It's asking you, do you want to add this billable expense to the invoice? This is an amazing part of creating invoice by making a billable expense for the disbursements you have made on behalf of your client. You don't have to remember which clients owe you for which expense. QuickBooks Online tracks it and reminds you automatically. So click add. You see this 250 expense is now added as a line item on Sarah's invoice. Now add your legal fees. Legal services, let's say it's 1,500 for 10 hours of work at 150 per hour. The total invoice amount is 1,750. Now let's click save. Oh, sorry, I did a mistake. My bad. The date is to be changed. In your bank feed, you see 1750 was received on 25th of August 2025. So we need to change the date. It's on 20th August. Save. Now your earned fees is 1500 and the expense you fronted on her behalf is 250. This is documentation. This is what the bar wants to see. You earned the fee, you paid the expense, you billed the client, everything is clear. Now, collecting the payment from your client's trust. Now let's collect this from Sarah's trust balance. You have actually done the bank transfer, 1750 from your IELTS trust account to your checking account. Now let's record this in QuickBooks Online. Let's go to the bank feed again. You see, it shows a pair between IELTS and checking account, but we are not going to pair this transaction. We'll match the invoice into checking account and categorize the payment in trust account. And QuickBooks Online is suggesting a match of Sarah's invoice. So we are going to match this, and this marks the invoice as paid. The 1500 is recorded as income on your profit and loss. The 250 billable expense is marked as reimbursed, no longer appearing as an unbilled charge. Now let's reduce the trust balance. 750 payment to the firm as legal fee plus the reimbursement, and it is from Sarah Martinez. The memo field, let's write the detail. Invoice number 1072 and fees 1500 plus expense reimbursement 50. Now click add. Now Sarah's ledger decreased by 1750. Her client ledger shows exactly what happened and why. Let's go to her ledger. The after balance is 900. Fund held in trust is 900. Let's go to her client trust ledger. It has been decreased by 1750. The balance is 900. We have just seen the IELTS balance is 900 and fund held in trust is 900. So the three-way reconciliation is intact. Now let's verify all the pieces. We have just seen the Sarah Martinez's client ledger shows the invoice reference. Her balance is accurate, compliant. This part is done. Checking account increased by 1750. Deposit matches the invoice payment. Now let's go to profit and loss statement. The income has been increased by 7050, where it includes this 250 billable expense income. And it is this 250 expense reimbursement is not inflating your P&L because it was never your expense. You just fronted it and got reimbursed. Alter bank balances matches with total client trust liability, as we have just seen. All client sub-accounts add up correctly intact. This is how billable expenses are supposed to work. You pay the expense from your operating account, you mark it as billable, assign it to the client. When you create the invoice, QuickBooks Online reminds you to add it. When you get paid from trust, everything ties out, clean, compliant, and audit ready. One more thing. What if you are not billing fees right now? What if you just want to reimburse yourself for the 250 expense separately? Same process. Create an invoice for Sarah Martinez's with just the billable expense, 250. Total invoice amount 250, transfer 250 from trust to checking, match the deposit to the invoice on the checking side, categorize the IELTS outgoing transaction to Sarah's trust subledger, and done. You can reimburse expenses along with fees or separately. The workflow is the same. The invoice connects everything. Now you know how to handle client expenses paid from your checking account or credit card, the way most law firms actually operate. Step 1, record the expense. Check billable assigned to the client. Step 2, when you create the invoice, add the billable expense from the pop-up panel. Step 3, collect payment from the client's trust. Step 4, categorize the IELTS transfer to the client's trust sub-account. This is how QuickBooks is designed to work. The billable expense feature tracks everything for you. You just have to use it. And step 5 is verify the client ledger has been decreased, reconciliation intact. This is video 5 in my legal bookkeeping series. If you missed the first 4, chart of accounts setup, recording retainers, transferring earned fees, and paying client expenses directly from trust, links are in description. Next video will be on how to do a three-way reconciliation in QuickBooks Online. That's where everything we have covered comes together. I'll show you exactly how to verify your trust account is compliant month after month. If your trust account is already a mess and you need help fixing it, visit legalbookkeeping.online or connect with me on LinkedIn. Subscribe for weekly tutorials on legal bookkeeping and IELTS compliance. Thanks for watching and stay compliant.